Hello, my most amazing artists. Today we are going to be doing our printing on our paper that we painted last week using our printing plates that we made 2 weeks ago. The first thing we have to do is decide, what do we want our print to look like? So our line of symmetry is here in the middle. I have to decide if I want this in the middle of my paper. So I'm going to lay it down because then I'm going to have 4 triangles that I'll point in towards each other. Or do I want the line of symmetry going the other way? And do I want like a row of circles here and then like 8 little triangles here? I need to make that choice. I think that I want this to be the center. I know when I made the printing plate, this was the middle where I was printing, but now that I look at it, I think I like the other end better. So here's what I'm gonna do. Whatever corner is gonna point to the outside edge, which for me is gonna be this triangle. I'm gonna flip my printing plate over because this one's facing towards the outside. And on the back, I am going to draw an arrow. So I know when I print today, that arrow should be in the corner every time. When we do this, we are going to print with our arrow pointing to the corner here. Then we're going to turn our printing plate and put our arrow facing the other corner. We're going to turn our printing plate and make our arrow facing here, and then one last time make our arrow in this corner. We're going to have to ink our printing plate every time we do this. You're going to have to take turns with the people at your table. We will all get it done, no worries. Also, the very first print you do is probably not going to turn out great because you really have to get ink onto here first before your prints turn out really great. So your second and third prints are going to be better than your first one. Here's how you use the printing plates and the brayers. Now, if you were here last year, we used printing plates. We used ink and brayers. This is what we're going to use to print this time. This is a brayer. It's a roller. It's made out of rubber. It's kind of like what mom and dad use at home to paint with, only this one has a smooth surface so that it does not put ink into the negative areas here. It's only going to roll on top of our foam. So it's a little bit different than the one you use at home, but the same kind of idea where you're going to roll on the paint. In this case, the ink. When we do this today, you're gonna have ink at the top of here. We're not gonna take this and just roll. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take it, we're gonna tap it into the ink at the top, and then down below, we are going to start rolling one way and then the other way. Now, you wanna make sure that there's even shine on your roller. You see, like right here, I don't have any ink yet. So I need to keep rolling to make that even. I'm gonna go one way and then the other. One way to be able to tell is if you start to hear your ink be a little bit sticky, and I don't hear that yet, you'll know your ink is ready to use. But you'll be able to hear it be a little sticky. Now mine is not because I had a lot of ink down, but you'll hear it in a sec. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. Notice I'm not taking from here anymore. I'm just rolling to make sure that this is evenly covered. That's what you want. You want an even shine on it. You're gonna have a piece of paper today to do your practice prints on and to use as a mat. You'll also take this out of here with you today because you're gonna take your printing plate home. So when you do this, you want this to have a nice even shine. You're going to come onto here and roll one way and then the other way. And you'll know that you have enough ink on here when your prints are shiny and all covered with black. I'm gonna get a little bit more ink, roll one way and then the other. I'm gonna come onto here and do it again. Roll one way and the other. All right, then I'm going to practice my print. Actually, I'm just gonna practice it over here. I'm gonna practice lining it up to the corner. Let me move this. So that I'm gonna lay it in the corner. and I'm gonna hold it steady. You don't want it to wiggle. Give it a nice back rub. What you're doing is you're pressing that ink onto the paper. Hold it still. This is a good time to practice. So hold it still. Give it a good back rub, and then you can do a sneak peek to see if it's coming. So if I hold it down and kind of pull it up, I can see that my printing plate seems to be doing its job. I was missing a little bit here and here. I'm gonna do a sneaky peek over here too. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that for my first print. So that would be my first one. Your second print is gonna be better. When you have your second print, go ahead and start it on this paper. All right, so I'm gonna roll again onto my printing plate. Make sure it's all covered in ink. It will have a shiny, shiny surface. Now notice I haven't dipped any more ink from the very top into here. I don't need to, because there's still a lot of ink there. All right, so I'm looking here. That looks like it has a pretty shiny surface. So now this is where we're gonna be super careful. Line this up. My arrow is gonna point to the outside corner. I'm gonna be real careful, lay it down, and then don't let it move, and give it a nice hard back rub. Do a sneaky peek. See if it's printing. It is. I can see a little bit in the purple that it didn't print yet, so I'm gonna come on here and press. Make sure that print comes down. Don't let it move. I'm pressing down really hard. You can see that my fingers are turning white. I'm pressing really hard so it doesn't go anywhere. All right, that's pretty cool. There we go. So I'm gonna speed up the video and finish this, and each time you can watch my arrow. My arrow is gonna go from here to here, and it's gonna rotate every time I do my print. Here we go. All right, there's my print. This is what I ended up with this time. I'm pretty happy with this. I really like how I have the triangles and then the circles and then these double lines. That's really cool. So today, your paper is gonna come to the drying rack to dry. Your printing plate and this paper, the mat that you're using, you're just gonna fold it like into quarters. So, you know, fold your paper once, and then twice. And you can put your printing plate right on the inside and take it home with you today. Show mom and dad what you did. It's pretty cool. Clean up today. The ink and brayers are gonna come back to the counter. You'll get a baby wipe for your hands. You can see I was being careful and I got a bunch on me. Baby wipe for your hands and any that's on the table. Here we go.